Welcome back, everyone. So think about this. If you drive from downtown Buffalo out to the Walden Galleria in Cheektowaga and then back home to the west side, your license plate, along with other information about your car, will be read 19 different times. There has been an explosion of these license plate readers installed here in Western New York. Shoemaker is out with exclusive reporting published today by Investigative Post, and he joins us live here tonight. Really fascinating stuff. We went over some of the numbers a moment ago. This surprised me. I knew that this was a popular crime-fighting tool among police agencies across the country. Were you surprised, and what sticks out most to you about how much this is used?
Yeah, I mean, Michael, these things are propping up like weeds in every police department that can find the money to buy them. And I would note that flock is fairly affordable. I mean, these cameras are going for $2,000 to $3,000 a pop. You can put 10 of them up for, you know, a fairly cheap cost, and that's on a yearly basis for even the smallest of towns can afford that. So things are popping up everywhere. And what we were able to find via some open source data collected by both records requests that other people have submitted to local police agencies and people who are reporting information to these open source websites is just how pervasive these have become. I mean, we're talking about 20 agencies across Erie and Niagara counties that either have these cameras or they are using the flock network of cameras to search for drivers. Collectively, 218,000 searches over the last 18 months alone, and that is only a slice of it. I mean, that is local police searching the networks for drivers. That does not include the number of searches that police all around the country. There's a reported 6,500 flock networks around the country. Those officers searching the network, searching our cameras. We're talking millions upon millions upon millions of searches for drivers, and everything is stored in these databases.
So I think someone watching would naturally wonder, when you talk about 200,000 plus searches, what are the procedures, the rules, the laws in effect that would prevent abuse of accessing that information, if at all?
Well, right now in New York, there are no laws. The NYCLU, they are pushing for laws. There's a lawmaker out of Syracuse who has proposed a bill this last legislative session who is going to, I believe, continue pushing for that. But right now, what police are able to do is they are able to enter in something as basic as, I'm looking for a red Toyota, and a list of red Toyotas will pop up that have been caught by whatever network of cameras they select. What we found in the data is that the police are not very transparent about why they're searching. I mean, there's a field to record the reason for the search, and police will often just say investigation or attempt to locate or unauthorized use of a vehicle, something very, very broad like that. So we don't always know. There are a couple of cases where you'll see, you know, somebody there, you'll see them looking for a particular case. Cops will say, oh, we're hunting a drug dealer and we think he lives at this address, and so we search the license plate of the car that parked outside. You get a couple things like that, but by and large, it's pretty vague. We also found a number of searches for immigration-related purposes. I mean, local police assisting Homeland Security or ICE or Border Patrol. Buffalo Police, which, you know, Mayor Sean Ryan banned collaboration on civil enforcement. Buffalo Police note that they are still allowed to collaborate with federal immigration forces on criminal matters.
I've less than a minute left, but obviously there are privacy concerns that go along with this. What response did you get from police on? There are some police agencies out there that say these are involved in 25% of the crimes that they solve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, police will say, you know, every time there's a new piece of technology that comes out, the police adapt to it, they love it, and they'll say, we can't live without this. We love this. This is a great investigative tool. And they will point to success stories saying, oh, we were able to find this many stolen cars or this many missing people, and that may well be true. But critics will say that this is just growing surveillance. We've seen this trend, quite frankly, since 9/11. This has been the growing trend in the United States, more and more surveillance of the populace over the last 25 years. And so the critics point to that and say this is just yet another example of people being tracked day to day. There is a recent Supreme Court case that might put some limitations on this, that say this type of data collection where you have this kind of broad collection that could possibly cross the Fourth Amendment protections, but it's going to take more cases to really sort that out.
We'll have to follow it. Part 2 of Dale's reporting is tomorrow. Make sure you go to investigativepost.org and check that out. Dale, thank you.
Thank you.